All right, moto friends, it's time to go and take a little cruise on the old tractor. Over here looking at some of these new homes they're building over here in Auburn. And beside their new city hall, this big beautiful city hall they're building. So, something I see a lot of when it comes to people who have either looking at purchasing this bike or have purchased it, owned it for a little while, and then are starting to get second thoughts on the whole thing. It's kind of interesting seeing people's feedback on these things because, it's a little sad to see them being sold so quickly, because I think they're just fun bikes. We'll go take a spin around this new facility. Oh, neutral. Big new beautiful city hall. A bunch of new homes coming around it. It's interesting because you see people complain that it's old technology and where's the sixth gear? That's my favorite one. I love it, and honestly, I'm guilty. I hunt for it too. You'd be cruising down the road, and especially at higher speeds, and you go to click up, and you're like, oh man, if it just had one more gear. But to me, that kind of takes away the beauty of the classicness behind the good old KLR and its history, right? Because it's maintained sameness for so many years, and the 22 and up has really kind of changed it. And it's interesting because there's a lot of disdain and opposition on the forum against the third gen, which is crazy to me. But you'd think a bike that's been carbureted for its entire life gets it. That's in essence all it's gotten. We got a worse dash. It's missing a couple things, and fuel injection, basically. Other than, some accessory lights and everything you can add on. But anyway, people complain how, wish it had more power, wish it this. And yes, I've added some power adders to it, and put an exhaust, fuel controller, and the airbox mod. And it's made it so much more lively. It's more adequate for riding with a passenger, and just makes it a little bit more spirited. And I did put the quiet insert in, so it's still a better flowing exhaust, just a little bit less rowdy. But anyway, people complain about several things, so I wanted to make a video on why I think this bike is the best side chick for your main chick inside your garage, right? I don't think this is a great primary. I don't. It's my favorite thing I've seen is it's great at nothing but good at everything, or decent in everything. We're gonna go try to find us a thumbnail, and this is one of the good things that it's pretty good at is just finding somewhere to go and ride, and playing around. But I see complaints all the time about I wish it had another gear, and I wish it had more power. If Kawasaki would do this. Personally, I think the tractor aspect of it is just comical and fantastic. You can see I'm following somebody else's tracks. This is deep, and I'm in shorts. I don't want to find a snake if there is one. Trying to find a good. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. And see, this is one of the greatest things about this bike is there's not much obligation when it comes to taking it somewhere off the beaten path. But why I think it's a great side chick to a main chick, if you if you want to bother people about it is, let's face it this way a little bit. I've never been over here. So, one of the reasons why I think it's so great in your arsenal of machines to be, placed beside another motorbike versus it being your main steed, if you want, is one is the price, right? I mean, I talked about this in my last video, and it's just hard to beat the price of these things. Oh my goodness, that's great. Oh yeah, that's gonna be the thumbnail. Faux show. Is the price of these things, and especially with Kawasaki's recent rebate that they it looks like they keep extending because they have so many of these puppies on the lots. I saw a gentleman say that, up in Arizona, I'm in Georgia, these things are going for like $4,700 new. And sure enough, I got on Cycle Trader and looked, and you can find some for $4,700 brand new. Now it's a base model, but where else are you going to get I'm going to follow my same line. I'm going to come through here when they bush hog this, and I just ride around, and I'm going to try to get out yonder on my Honda, just kidding, my Kawasaki, or I don't want to get any chiggers or ticks. So I found them for $4,700, which is unreal. I mean, I thought I got a wonderful deal on my adventure when I did. I think I paid $6,400 for it and drove to Alabama to pick it up, and thought I got a wonderful deal, which I still think I did. So I think the bike was $7,800 new. But even at that, even if you're paying upwards MSRP, I think it's a wonderful bike for the price, and it's so affordable to keep inside your garage. And you can find some used ones. Be patient; they're around. I promise you. For low fives, and especially with that high fours with the rebates. With that being said, it is so cheap to put alongside another bike in your garage. This wasn't my main, I've gone through, I think the other day I was sitting down counting all the bikes that I've gone through, and I've had I think 32 motorcycles total, and my Cena keeps yelling at me. And, so I just go through bikes just because I like riding different things, from, R1s to FZ07, ZRX, Bandits. I've had a Z125, Grom, a Buell Blast. That was honestly a blast. I had little scooters, Zumas, and Expresses. I still have my Honda Express. To now, I just recently bought a FJ09. And, riding the FJ09 is really what made me realize how great of a secondary bike this thing is. And I'm not saying that the FJ09 is a perfect primary, because, it's not. But, it's just something to, whoop. Stalled it. Have a good one, man. I need to adjust my clutch. I was playing with it the other day. I did the clutch mod, and I think I let too much, so it happens. The FJ09's fun. Got it out, railed on it a little bit in the mountains, and just had a good time on it. And but that's what made me realize how great it is. So one, the price is just phenomenal for somebody to add this to their garage, have a history of longevity and reliability, and overall just fun, right? So with that being said, it's hard to turn something like this away, especially when you've got like Groms and other small bikes that are running, you know, in the threes, right? For a little bit more, save your pennies, you can go get a full-size bike that can get you on the interstate. Despite what folks say, it'll put you on the interstate. And try to find a spot to hop over here while there's nobody. See, and this is the thing I love about it. It's basically a glorified Grom Z125. This is the same stuff I would do with my mini bike. It was just a little bit easier to do with my mini bike, because obviously the weight. But you know, I wanted to go over here and see what all this is about. But you know, for the price, it's just a wonderful machine. And you know, it's unfortunate that you see so many people who are who talk down on them, because they're not for. I still think right now they're not for like a primary use. Although plenty of people do. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think it will leave you wanting. You know, you'll want that extra gear. You'll want that, you know, that extra power and everything. And whenever you're kind of limited to this, you know, it's there's only so much it can offer. I mean, honestly, it's just a 40 horsepower single cylinder thumper, right? So this is cool. You know, I've had people complain I don't spend enough time off-road with my KLR. So this is super light off-road compared to what other folks do. I just wanted to see what they're building out here. You know, so it's just a great price point to get somebody on two wheels. And then, you know, it's a good secondary. You know, you'd have a lot of fun having this. It's like, oh, okay, get you a bike that's got a little bit more power, an extra gear, you know, have 6. And then, you know, on days like today where it's nice out, humidity's not high, take the old KLR out and go adventure, you know. I've got a buddy, bless him, he's had some unfortunate run-ins with the cancer, and had to have surgery on his noggin. What is this? This is, you know, see, I'm obviously not geared properly, but you know, and I'd love to go do some adventuring with him up in northwest Georgia. Oh man, it's getting a little squirrely. You know, and that's where it's fun. Is it's a good you know, bike to go with friends and do some adventuring and you know, forest roads, etc. But the other thing that makes this thing just so much fun is the fact that it's not powerful and it's not too much at hand. Because, you know, I was thinking, I was like, you know, I rode a buddy's Norden 901 not too long ago, and this looks a little gooey. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, 105 horsepower. This is basically like an FJ with, or Tracer or whatever, with you know, different wheels, and thought it was just cool. But then I thought, you know, the aspect of taking this thing off road like I've done with the KLR, some of the smaller trails on the eastern side of Gwinnett County, and I'm like, I just don't know if I could take something, and I think they're the same size. Something just felt bigger about it, right? But the fact that it doesn't have a lot of power, I think makes it just so much more friendly to riders of all backgrounds, right? I mean, whether you're, just wanted y'all to hear that baby purr, you know, whether you're starting out or experienced, there's plenty. I mean, obviously, you know, I'd be a little worried about pulling out in front of a bicyclist because, you know, but nonetheless, the ease of power makes it so friendly riding off-road and some of the trails that I've done, right? I just don't know how, and you know, it's, you control it with this, right? So I mean, hey, come on, buddy, you don't, oh my gosh, they don't have a stop sign. So one way, okay, all right. He tries to pull into the dentist office like he meant to. Is that it makes it so, the power makes it so easy off-road and enjoyable, right? So that's the great aspect of it. So, you know, the price, the off-roading, for the lack of power, I mean, it makes it fun, right? And, you know, I don't think a lot of people kind of put 2 and 2 together, and that's fine. Some people want, hey, I'd love to have 100 horsepower off-road, you know, give me an African Twin, give me a Norden, give me any of that stuff, right? But I think that's what makes this bike such a sweet spot for doing off-road hooligan, is because it's so friendly on the throttle. And, you know, some folks, you know, makes them a little mad, and I get it. I mean, I'm over here adding power adders and stuff like that. I'm trying to figure out somebody to tune the ECU, and oh look, it's a 4-wheel tractor. I'm on a 2-wheel tractor. And you know, it's just interesting, but everybody likes to mod their stuff in different ways. I don't have crazy you know, luggage or anything. I kept the racks on, but I don't ever plan on really using them, because the stuff if I go off-roading, I do try to do single track stuff where the trees are just as narrow as the bars. So, but anyway, it's just, those 2 things alone make this bike just so much fun. And it's kind of its weaknesses, but I also think it's the strengths of this bike is the lack of things, the stuff that leaves you wanting, right? But that's why, again, I think it's a wonderful side chick bike. It's a great partner to have in your arsenal of motorcycles or things to have owned, right? Is it gives you the ability, if you want to travel on the interstate or highway at highway speeds, you can. And still have that maneuverability off-road. And that's what, you know, I think that's what these bikes are geared for. It's a great at nothing, decent at everything, right? It's got no sweet spots. It's just, I mean, it's all rough, right? I mean, you know, it makes for a great, I wouldn't say great, again, decent 2-up bike. You know, there's enough room on the saddle to accommodate 2 people. You know, again, you're not going to win any races, and I would dare to pull out in front of a kid pulling a wagon with 2 people, so be conscious. But it's still comfortable enough to where if you and a partner want to go out and ride 2-up, you guys can, and not feel cramped up, not feel like, you know, you're all scrunched up. You know, on the FJ, it's a little yeah, I gotta fix that slack, that's killing me. On the FJ, it's a little tight. You know, it's not super bike tight, or R6, R1, or anything, but you know, it's toy like a Toyga. But again, it's just a fun bike, and I hope this video reaches those people who are considering it, right? Like, could you get it as your main bike? Sure, that's fine. I've enjoyed taking this thing out when my friends have had, you know, either MT10s, FZ09s out riding, R1s, and so on. You will get left. They don't feel like waiting for you, and that's fine. You will catch them eventually, whenever it's time to eat. But that's why I'm saying it will leave you wanting just a little bit more each and every time, and that's not its strong suit. is not, and in my opinion, I don't think it's a great primary, but that's okay, because I have thoroughly enjoyed this motorcycle for what it is, and that's a simple tractor, right? It's simple, nothing special. You know, I've discussed now with two ECU tuners, and you know, there's not enough money in it to tune the ECU. And see, look, we're getting up just fine. There's not enough money in it to tune the ECU, and I feel so bad for the people who have the speed wobble, because, you know, I guess I'm very fortunate, because, you know, I like to cruise on this bike at 80 miles an hour. You can see no front fender wobble, no handlebar wobble, or any of that stuff. So I'm fortunate, because, you know, I couldn't imagine being on this thing and it getting a little squirrely. But see, I mean, you know, again, passing, different story. You got to have a good runway to do some passing. But cruising at highway speeds, and I will say, cruising at highway speeds is made just a little bit easier with that tuner and everything, adding just that, you know, that little hint more of power has made it so much more accommodating for these speeds. It's just purring right along. This is still stock gearing on the sprockets. I don't have the 16 tooth. I didn't want to do anything with that, because I do occasionally, you know, find off-road. And it's not bad. I mean, I'm comfortable, right? I don't know, you know, it really, I think it does a good job at a lot of different things. But that's who I'm trying to hope, is the people who are contemplating getting this bike. You know, I don't think it's going to, you're going to buy it, you're going to be like many other people who go and spend the money, get the financing, and you know, get on it and be like, oh, where is it at? How do people have so much fun? And I think that's why so many people dislike this bike, is because it doesn't have much to offer. But again, I think that's the beauty of such a simple machine, right? I mean, in my opinion, we went back in time with this gauge thing. As you can see, my clock is not correct. I had the bike taken apart, getting pictures of the ECU for FTECU. But I'm trying to think of somewhere to go eat. It's dinner time, and I am hungry. I hope I don't get sunburned again. You know, I've ridden several times in a row and gotten sunburned, and it's not been fun. I'm a mayonnaise face, so the sun and I are not close. Not very close. Oh, Lord, this has gotten so pitted. Used to not be that bad right there. Oh, that's because all the washout. No trespassing. Well, since I can read and I saw the sign, I shall not. Yeah, you know, again, it's a great side chick for your garage. You know, it's the price can be obtained such an affordable machine. It had so much fun, and that's the other thing is, you know, you pay so little for a machine when you do have that accidental dump, which, I mean, it's not if, it's when, right? See, and I'm cruising. I know some guys who will just tear on this road, and I just will not, because I am in shorts, and gravel and shorts don't mix well. But the price, if you do dump it, it's like, hey, you know, it's better than dumping that $15,000, $16,000, $18,000, however much Africa Twin, Norden, or, you know, what is the Suzuki's, the V-Strom, or anything like that, right? So it makes it, you know, a little bit more appealing to where you can do a little bit more sketchy things. And that's another beauty of it, right? I mean, it's road closed. Well, they put a fence up. No bueno. But anyway, I digress. It's you know, I love talking and everything, and I sit here and ramble. The bike's a wonderful bike. If you're considering getting one, I hope you get it. But just know you will want something else. And I implore you to keep the bike, because I think, in what I've seen and what I've heard, is people buy them, they sell them, they get something else, and they wish they hadn't have sold them, you know. And some people aren't fortunate enough to have, you know, a few machines in their garage, and I'm, you know, I wish you could, because, you know, you'd be able to see the beauty of riding a lot of different things. And oh Lord have mercy, there's nobody in that car, and it's just sitting there running. That's a whole lot of sketch right there. You know, these roads are known for just dump. There's thousands of acres right here. This company Rowan purchased it, and they plan on doing just massive amounts of stuff to it. You can see it's just a dumping ground for contractors and stuff. And, you know, Lord only knows the amount of nefarious acts that have happened in these woods. But, you know, getting back to topic is it's just a good machine, and why you need to have one is because you want to have fun, right? And not dump thousands and thousands more for something that will eventually touch the ground, right? I mean, you're going to take it off road, you're going to have a great time, and she will kiss some gravel, you know. And you know, it makes it a little bit easier. You know, I don't know if I should turn around or not go look at that car, because that it's a little sketcheroo. Those, I want to go ride all that. You know, I've tried to on the back side of that, and it has gotten so swampy after rain that I've been you know, I've been over there when it was colder and about wrecked the bike. I tried to video it with my GoPro, and yeah, that's where I dumped it, you know. And I'm like, oh, it was a cheap bike anyway, you know. Didn't feel so bad, because I was considering getting an Africa Twin before I got this. So I was like, you know, but again, my buddy who's got one, he's owned his first gen for years and years and years, and absolutely just praises it, right? So I like the bike. It's a good bike. Is it a good primary? No, it's a great side chick to your main chick, right? It's cheap, it's affordable, it's fun. You can do hooligan stuff with it. I pray to the good Lord above that nobody comes tearing around these corners as I'm riding on the left side of the road, the incorrect side of the road. I'm gonna try to get a tag number just in case something sus happens. But price, flickable, it's fun. I've taken it up in the mountains. I'm sure you get a good set of like road tires. This thing will be a little ripper, you know. The suspension, yeah, it's a little soft. You know, you will eventually find the limitations of it if you ride TDJ 1497. What the fuck? Excuse my French. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call that one in. I'm gonna pause you guys, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I called our chief of police and let him know that there is something strange going on over here. That's not cool, you know? I mean, I'm not gonna go down. I'm gonna stop where the barricade is. So there's like an intersection down there, and that goes all the way into Tequila. And there's just some cool dirt roads to get out there and ride. Like I said, thousands of acres out here to get out and, you know, adventure down. But I'm gonna sit back here and hang out for a second. See if that Saturn, you know, got spooked by me going by twice. That's so weird, you know. It's, again, out here in the middle of nowhere. And just vehicles off running. Strange. But anyway, so again, I think it's a great bike to have as your pair, you know, to something else. Again, I'm really enjoying the FJ right now. You know, it's been a cool bike. I was wanting something more comfortable. I could do a track day with, and it's a lot similar in comfort to this bike. This is a little bit more comfortable, yes, but you know, for what it is, I think you're getting a wonderful deal. If you're considering getting one, please go grab one, have fun. You know, I bought the adventure model because I wanted the lights, I wanted the bags if I do go somewhere. You know, I don't really have any engine protection or anything, so shame on me. But again, it's a wonderful bike to have next to something else, because you can go out, do this level of riding, go out and enjoy the machine, take it down a dirt road, take it down a power line, take it down anywhere you want to go, and just have a good time. So, I'll do a walk around right quick, since I'm out here kind of waiting to see if the police... So I've had several guys ask me kind of everything I've done to it. As you can see, DG pipe with the little core here, so it helps quiet down. I did I think it's Apache from the good old Hobo Freight. There's some tools. These are the risers that I printed off. The screen is so small, when you angle it up, it actually makes this weird vortex around, so I took them off. Beard brush, but simple tools. My other tools are in my FJ because I've been riding it. But fuel controller, you know, painted this black because it just looks so much better. But yeah, I mean, it's a good bike. I think you're getting so much for the price. What, some people are reporting up to 60 miles per gallon. I haven't seen it, but, you know, I've gotten mid-50s riding Spirited. So, again, go out, enjoy the bike, have fun with it, go sit, go adventure, and do what this bike is meant to do, and that's just to have a good time. It's not meant to go and do, you know, be impressive and all this, because if you search too hard, you're going to be disappointed, and you're going to want something else. So, have fun with it. Go enjoy it. Maybe get you an FJ or something along the side. Because, again, 6-speed, a little bit more power, makes it more fun. But I hope this sheds some light on, you know, kind of the bike in general, right? Because it's a cool bike. It's been around forever. There's a reason why people love them, right? I'm not, you know, again, I'll get some backlash for this. That's fine. But hey, it's just my opinion. It's what I think. I hope I'm encouraging somebody who's been considering going and buying one to go buy one, because I think they're just cool machines. You know, these tires are garbage, though. They did okay on the road, but 1,200 miles, they're almost needing to be changed, which is just no bueno. A knobby should not last fewer miles than a sport tire that's made to go hit the track a couple days. But anyway, guys, happy adventuring. I appreciate you guys sitting here listening to me mumble. I'm gonna go drive by and see if the cops took care of this car. You guys ride safe. I'll see you next time.